Hey guys, what's going on? Zephyrnix here. Now, a lot of you know me as the man who did not want to do anything with Blu-ray. But you know what? I'm thinking about getting a Blu-ray. I'm just saying because I'm noticing a lot of good things that's coming out on Blu-ray here that I definitely was wrong about. I can definitely admit when I've been wrong. And I've definitely been wrong about Blu-ray. Blu-ray is looking really good right now. So, at the same time, you know, I really do suspect that the medium will go to digital distribution, but I can't help but to look at these Blu-rays right here, you know? So with that being said, I wanted to go ahead and kind of talk about some Blu-rays that I just may pick up. So without further ado, let's talk about that. First one I'm going to talk about is, of course, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I've been a big fan of Scott Pilgrim since the movie came out. I didn't really watch read the comic books too much. What happened was is after I saw the movies coming out, I saw the trailer. I was like, well, damn. This looks kind of nice. So I went ahead and read the comic book, and I'm like amazed at how good the comic book was. So without that, I definitely was like, well, let me go ahead and pick up Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. So I went ahead and bought it. Watched it rather. So I didn't buy it. I watched it, and yeah, you know what I'm saying. And I really did like it a lot. So. And like I said to myself, when I like a movie, I'll go ahead and buy it. So I'm going to go ahead and buy the Blu-ray edition. Definitely picking that up here. And one movie that I do like that kind of, you know, goes with kind of like a yin to the yang of Scott Pilgrim would be Kick-Ass. Kick-Ass was a definite dark version of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I can just say it like that. It came with, the one I'm looking at comes with 3 Blu-ray discs and a DVD combo. 3-disc Blu-ray and DVD combo, should I say. Basically, one is the actual movie, the other one's a DVD, and the other one is a digital copy. So it's definitely one of those good ones. That ending part where Big Daddy died, yeah, that was a little too much for me. You know, I'm just saying. Zephyrnix is really squeamish. I'm just saying. I'll be honest with you. Boy, I'm a bitch when it comes to those things. I was just like, ooh, is he? Anyway, so, needless to say, if you're getting Blu-ray, if you are really going to spend the money to get a Blu-ray, then you got to get Avatar. I mean, Avatar is made by James Cameron, one of the best directors right here in our lifetime, and he did a fantastic job with Avatar. And I know what you're thinking. A lot of people said the same thing. Well, damn, dude, it's basically Dances with Wolves. And no, you're not wrong, but it's still good. Dances with Wolves was a great movie. So was The Last Samurai. So was basically every single version of this movie that came out in this iteration. You know, but nonetheless, those were great movies. You got to understand that those were great movies. Now, with that being said, there's a couple of versions that come out there. There's the collector's edition version. Then there's the regular disc versions. I'm definitely, if I'm going to get it, I think I need to get the collector's edition version, especially if I'm a big fan of the movie. And I'm a big fan of this one, so I will be spending the $35 to get the collector's edition version. The wife will not be happy. And she won't. Another thing that I want to get here is Tron. Now, I was not a big fan of the original Tron. I will, without a doubt, I can admit that. I wasn't a big fan of Tron. Nonetheless, that being said, Tron, the new version, I actually did watch that too. Amazing. I actually enjoyed that a lot. The story was actually really good. There was no bad guy. You know, I love a good story where there really is no set bad guy. You know, I mean, the bad guy in the movie who was the bad guy wasn't really the bad guy. He was actually just doing what he was programmed to do. So it was like it wasn't really a bad guy. You know, so I love that. You know, another movie that I want to get is called Tangled. Now, I know a lot of people was like, well, damn, Tangled, man, that's kind of jumping from everything else. I know. But in all honesty, I'm a big fan of, like I said, I love Disney movies. I'm a big fan of Disney movies, which you'll see a lot of Disney movies in this list here. And because of that, Tangled was actually one of my favorite movies I watched here. And it was really funny, and it had a nice little storyline to it. So I definitely will be picking up Tangled here. That's one of those movies I definitely do like. Another movie that I am very interested in is 300 Spartans. This is one of the best movies that I've ever laid my eyes on. And ironically enough, this movie was the first movie that I actually watched on a Blu-ray. No, I'm sorry. No, that's not what I meant. This movie was actually, actually this movie was the first movie that me and my wife, we went on a date. We went ahead and I picked her up. We went ahead and went to Target. We bought 300, which the movie is still in the other room in there. You know, the one I had. So what we're going to do is I want to go ahead and buy 300 again, and I want to go ahead and rewatch it with her in high definition with her, kind of like, you know, like a first date kind of reiteration of, reiteration of our first date here. So I'm going to go ahead and get the Smirnoff that we had, you know, Zephyrnix is not a big drinker. I'm telling you, one Smirnoff and I'm pulling my head off the floor. Hey, I'm that bad. I'll be honest with you. Another movie that I really liked was Red. Me and wife watched Red the other night. We was loving it. Dude, Red was freaking awesome. So I'm definitely thinking about picking up Red. Red was definitely one of those really good movies that a lot of people are probably not going to watch because they're underestimating it. Seriously. That one part when the guy threw, like, what did he throw? I think it was like a grenade. And, like, what happened was is the other guy saw the grenade, right? He took the butt of his gun and said, bang, and knocked it back up. And at first you're like, okay, it's going to hit him. But then what happened was when the grenade exploded, you saw the guy's body just jerk. And it was like, whoa. Me and wife was like, did we see that? And there was a lot of good parts about Red that was really awesome. So definitely, you're going to want to pick that up if you're a big fan of action movies here. It's definitely have some of the greatest action movie stars in it too. Needless to say, Bruce Willis, the fucking man. Anyway, keep going on here. Now, a lot of people will be surprised about what I'm about to say right now. I understand that you will be surprised. Nonetheless, I will say it. The A-Team. I know, you're like, what A-Team? No, I like team-based movies. I do. I love team-based movies. And to be honest with you, the A-Team is definitely one of those funny, great team-based movies that I've ever come across. So it's definitely one of those movies that I definitely want to get my hands on very soon. I did watch it, and, for someone to go ahead and watch a movie, then go ahead and rebuy it, that says a lot about the movie. And I'm definitely one of those guys who are going to go ahead and rebuy it. Speaking of action movies, another action movie that I want to talk about is The Expendables. The Expendables also had basically all of the old school action stars in it, except Bruce Willis. I think Bruce Willis was the only one not in that particular movie there, which kind of surprised me, but The Rock was in there. Stone Cold Steve Austin, was in there, and he had a fantastic thing in there too. It was directed by Sylvester Stallone, actor as well. As many other. It was a great movie. Definitely need to go ahead and check that one out. And if you are a fan of action movies, if you are a fan of freaking special effects, then you need to pick up Terminator 2: Judgment Day, the Skynet edition. Once again, another beautiful version of it. I love that movie. That movie was basically the pinnacle. It basically it set things aside to where you was like, okay, well, this is where movies are going to go now. This basically set the bar for special effects right now. And it really did. It really has set the bar for special effects. In fact, to this day, where there's other movies out there where I can say, okay, I know how they did that. I can do that with a green screen and, some whatever. Terminator 2 is still one of those movies that I'm still stuck on stupid on. I'm just being honest with you. So with that being said, can you go ahead and pick up Terminator 1, Terminator 1, 3, and Terminator 4? Well, I do like the collections. I never really watched Terminator Salvation, so maybe I will go ahead and do that. And I'm definitely going to do reviews on these movies when I get them, by the way. Just letting you know. So, Lord of the Rings, the motion picture trilogy. I'm a big fan of Lord of the Rings. I've always been a big fan of Lord of the Rings. In fact, Lord of the Rings is one of those many movies that me and my wife agreed that we loved. And because of that, we definitely was hanging out together. Red, 300, Avatar, Tron, the list just goes on about the movies that we do love together. So that's another movie that we definitely did love together. I've been a big fan of the whole Lord of the Rings thing. I've been, and I played the Lord of the Rings game since the original Super Nintendo Entertainment System when that game was out. It was like the first 4-player or 7-player, forget it is. Lord of the Rings game out there, so it was really cool. Another movie that I want to get that I'm a huge fan of, and a lot of people are going to be like, what? Really, dude? But yes. The Incredibles. I am a huge fan of The Incredibles. I love team-based superhero things right there. So that's one of the reasons why I'm a big gamer in terms of DC Universe Online, which I'm just basically waiting for it to go down in terms of price when I definitely think really think about getting that game. So anyway, yeah, The Incredibles, definitely one of those games I definitely want to go ahead and pick. Sorry about that. I just a picture of Jennifer Hudson just came up here. I had to go take a peek. Woo! That bitch is hot. Anyway, so with that, of course, I got to pick up Iron Man and Iron Man 2. Both games were definitely really good movies in my opinion. Some people may say differently. Some people think Iron Man 1 was better than Iron Man 2. I personally think Iron Man 2 was better than Iron Man 1. But whatever's whatever. Tomato, tomato, yin, yang, whatever. Point is, Iron Man was a great movie. Definitely I need to pick up both of them. I'm definitely picking up both of them. In terms of my mother is also a big movie buff. She loves movies, so it's not without a doubt that I definitely need to go ahead and pick up one of her favorite movies, The Fifth Element. Fifth Element had Bruce Willis in it, Gary Oldman, and it was definitely one of those great movies that a lot of people, definitely loved. And I'm still today a big fan of that particular movie here. Now, honestly, it also had Chris Tucker in it, which was a great addition. He made it really fun to watch. Another movie I want to pick up is Starship Troopers. Now, a lot of people are like, what? Starship Troopers, really, Zeph? Well, to be honest with you, dude, I love Starship Troopers. Starship Troopers was one of my favorite movies there. In all honesty, it's like watching a movie. It's like watching StarCraft the movie without the Protoss. I'm just saying, So it definitely was one of those good movies here. I'm trying to see some. Oh, Star Trek! How can I forget? Star Trek was definitely a really good one. Blockbuster Critic said it best when he said, "It makes I want to join Starfleet." And all honesty, man, I was like, yes, that is a really good game. Really good movie. I want to pick that up. Another one is Sherlock Holmes. My wife was a big fan of Sherlock Holmes before the movie came out. I watched it with her just to watch it with her. I was really shocked on how much I really did like it. Definitely one of those movies I do want to go ahead and see. You notice I keep saying want to say games. I also want to pick up The Dark Knight and Batman Begins. Double whatever. I definitely want to pick that up. Definitely want to pick that up. I'm a big fan of the Batman movie, so I want to pick that up too. Another movie that I want to pick up is the Matrix Trilogy, which is also on Blu-ray. You'll see the thing here. Plenty of Blu-rays movie to watch right here. I'm going to go ahead and pick that up because it's definitely worth picking up. That's definitely without a doubt worth picking up. And just to let you know too, there is a Dark Knight collection version, which has like a 2-in-1 with a DC comic book and a Two-Face replica collector's coin. So I definitely want to pick that up. I like the whole coin part of it. I'm just saying. Gladiator was a definite good version of it too. Gladiator was definitely fun. I want to pick up Gladiator. Basically, that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much my entire movie collection that I want to go ahead and pick up in terms of Blu-ray. Like I said before, I'm becoming a really big fan of HD right now. And so to pick up these movies I definitely want to go ahead and place them in my collection here. Definitely looking forward to doing it. I can't wait. I definitely will go ahead and do, reviews on them and definitely unboxing videos and whatever I got to do, I know you guys enjoy that. So without further ado, you guys have a good night. Zeph is out. Oh, yeah. And, to watch these on, I will be getting another PlayStation 3. Now, I know you're thinking, well, damn, Zeph, really? Another PlayStation 3? And I'm not saying that you're wrong, but hear me out. The fact of the matter is that PlayStation 3 is the best Blu-ray player out there. Hands down. It is both. It is a regular Blu-ray player and a and a 3D Blu-ray player. Not only that, but you also got to give love where love is due. It definitely has those rare and few games in between them that are actually really good games, guys. Come on, Uncharted, really, it's a really decent game. Especially in terms of storyline. It is one of those decent games. There are other games out there too on the PlayStation 3. They're actually good games here. I'm not a really big fan of God of War, but nonetheless, it is kind of a fun game to play. I mean, it's like there's nothing different about all three versions for the most part, except for graphics, but nonetheless, it is a decent game. I'm just saying. It's not totally bad.